My boyfriend never lasts more than 15 seconds in the bedroom. What do we do? So I'm going to read the dilemma, and she's also given an edit. So she's got responses, and she's given like a post synopsis. So my boyfriend is not satisfying me in the bedroom. We've been together for 7 years, and it's always been relatively short sex. But within the last 2 years, sex has lasted about 15 seconds. Sometimes he barely enters me and he's already finished.
Damn.
He does occasionally put in the effort for foreplay, but that's not how I get off, and I desperately want the connection and feeling that penetration provides.
Yep. Keep going.
He has also tried to incorporate toys, but he doesn't seem thrilled with having to use them, and quite honestly, neither am I. We have talked about it several times, but I have a really hard time expressing this to him over and over because I don't want to hurt his feelings. He is obviously already aware that this is a huge problem for me and him. I have even told him how unfair it is that he gets a big finish and I get nothing. He says it's unfair to him too. I'm at my breaking point because this morning I was really trying to initiate sex, and he just told me he wouldn't last long enough for me and left to the bathroom.
Oh no.
I just sat and cried because I don't know what to do. I don't want to hurt him, and to put it bluntly, I need sex.
Oh God.
I hate that basically the only sexual gratification I get is with myself. I ask him to speak to his doctor, but every time he goes, he says he gets too embarrassed to ask, and we start the cycle over and over again. I'm not even sure if there's any sort of medical intervention for this, but he could at least ask. What do I do? What does he do? We love each other very much, but this problem is really starting to come between us. I'm trying to be as supportive as possible, but I have my needs. It's getting to the point where I find myself starting to lose love for him, and I despise that I feel that way. I know how horrible it sounds, but sex is so important to me. Please give me some advice. I want to save our relationship.
As you're talking with that, like, was actually fucking crazy. Not even crazy, but it's like, what is actually kind of obvious until you say, but maybe not until you say it, is that, like, in a lot of ways, women are way more mature than us.
Fact.
As soon as she said medical intervention or like go and ask your doctor, my brain goes to obviously not.
Obviously not.
Obviously not.
Not, bro.
Yeah. But like, they're very like, let's get this sorted.
Yeah, because I'm not leaving you.
Yeah. I want this relationship to work. I love you. Whereas men are just so much like, well, just leave me then.
Yeah. Because I'm not embarrassing myself.
I'm not embarrassing myself.
Even more.
The fucking GP, bro.
Yeah.
Just leave me.
I'll deal with this with someone else. Someone else will accept my 15 seconds.
Facts, bro. And when they don't, they can leave me and I'll just move on because I'm too embarrassed. Whereas like, women will actually go to doctors and be like, cool, I went to doctors, figure this out, we can move. And a guy is so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And we can't have our ego like tested like that, where we're like, oh, I need help lasting with my girlfriend, so they give me tablets to come home and be like, all right, babe, they gave me these tablets, let's try it out. Yeah. Because immediately I'm like, I ain't trying nothing out. Like, because I'm mortified if I take the tablet and it works. Whereas like, your girl would be like, standard. Do you know what I mean? If it works, and I'm like, I really am the problem.
Yeah, because it's solidified now.
Yeah. I had to get drugs so I can fuck my girl.
Even though you knew you were the problem, it's like, fuck, yeah, this is cemented that it's I am the problem.
Yeah, and pharmaceuticals need to be involved for me to satisfy my woman. It's grim.
It's depressing, but it's also like, thank God. Thank God they exist. Because I need some, you know?
Yeah, facts, bro. And it's just like, it's funny as well because it is all ego, because also at the same time, if someone was like, oh, I found this pill or whatever, it makes you last in bed. Because I don't have that issue, I would just try it for the fun of it. I'll just try it for the fun of it.
See how long it takes.
Just I'll be like, yeah, cool, I'm interested. I'll try it. But as soon as you rely on it, as a man, you're just like, nah, that sounds like hell. Like, I don't want that. Ego.
It's also one of them ones, especially if it's me and my wife. Not like me and a ting, it's me and my wife. My wife knows me and I know her. She knows I'm lasting 15 seconds for the past 5 years. So the first time I last 15 minutes, she knows things are gone.
Yeah, of
And
course.
every time after that, she knows I pop sign for this to facilitate this round.
Yeah, and if there was one time you didn't pop something, and she was like, "Oh, you didn't want to take a little bluey for me today."
I can't.
Yeah,
no matter
yeah.
what baby cute voice you want to put, I want to outline you.
Yeah, Daddy, just give me one of the blueies, please, 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 please. And she's holding it over your mouth like, give me that. I need that. Take that. Nah.
Fuck, man.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is. Let me read the thing she wrote after with the edit. So she's like, "Thank you for all your advice. It was nice to talk to some people dealing with the same issue, and most of you provided some really helpful tips. 2 days after I posted this, I decided to sit him down to have a serious talk about it. I found a highly rated urologist in our city and suggested that. He took the conversation very well and made an appointment with said urologist in early October. Unfortunately, we have only had sex once since this post, despite me trying nearly every night. It was worse than ever. I don't think it was one full thrust inside of me.
Oh my
It
God.
was worse than ever.
Oh my God.
We passionately made out for a long time and everything was great until penetration. I don't think you understand. It was the worst. It was worse than ever.
There wasn't one full thrust.
And that was it.
But also, okay, my gripe with this one actually is you're doing too much in terms of you know what the end result's going to
Yeah.
be, and you're allowing yourself to constantly be disappointed. You're trying to initiate. No, you've already made the Reddit post, so we're
Yeah.
already at a point where you're asking strangers on the internet, so you know how bad it is. So for then to try again, it's like, why are you trying?
Yeah.
Because you know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and then when it happens, you're straight back on the internet like, bro, we tried one time, bro, worse
Fuck.
than ever.
Fuck.
I'm like, bro,
Who's
like
this
no wonder
for?
he's running to the bathroom crying.
Yeah, okay. We passionately made out for a long time and everything was great until penetration. I think he's so in his head about the conversation we had because while I was trying to be nice, I was blunt as hell about getting zero satisfaction.
Oh my God.
I'm sure that hurt. I did recommend trying thick performance condoms and he did not seem happy about that. I ordered a box, so we will see if he wants to try it in the moment. I'm certainly not going to force him to do anything. Hopefully the urologist appointment goes well and he can find something to solve the issue. In the meantime, I might explode. Say a prayer for me. Worse than
That's
ever.
heartbreaking. Extra thick condoms.
Just so he can't feel anything. The sense is dimmed.
Oh my God.
Dimmed.
I was actually, I told you about this before. A long time ago, I was, I started seeing this girl, and for the first like few months, I was nutting quick. Quick.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where like first couple of weeks, I was like, minor. Like, leng.
Obviously.
Yeah,
So this is the reason
it's
why.
a leng thing.
Yeah.
Daddy can't control himself.
Yeah.
Minor. And then we ended up having conversations about it. And I was very much like, at first I was very much like, shush, like, don't be silly.
Yeah.
And then it actually got to a point where I was like, oh my God. Like, it's been addressed and your boy's still nutting quick. This is a concern. And then what ended up happening was similar to what she said, like the more homegirl would bring it up,
Yeah.
the more pressure I put on myself, the worse it would get.
This is a question for everyone in the room. In those kind of situations where you've had a discussion about sex, either you're coming too quick or whatever, and you get in your own head, have you ever been in a situation where this then affects sex as a whole performance in terms of you can't even just get it up because you're overthinking?
Yeah,
Not that badly, no. Not
this is the only situation I've had. Well, yes, but what you're saying was when the only time I had what you're saying is when I was a kid, when I said I had the issue with the condoms and they weren't fitting. And the pressure of that was making me not even be able to get hard.
Yep.
That I have had. And then, I had this quick commenting with this one girl. And Yeah. What ended up happening was, which is what was probably triggering for me when you was reading this thing, is that like triggering. Yeah, she's. Look, what I ended up doing with this girl, for example, was we had to, once I dropped my ego eventually and just accepted the fact like, this is a mad thing.
Yeah.
I had to then like, we actually had the discussion and I was like, right, if this is going to continue to be an issue, I don't know why it keeps happening because it's not an issue I've had in the past, but this is the situation we're in. I said, all right, cool. It's going to have to be one for you and one for me. This first nut, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing it with both hands and I'm taking it. And you're going to have to firm it.
Yeah.
Leave me for half an hour. And then this second nut, boop, you're good.
Cool.
Like this is all for you. But this first nut, this seems to be a consistent issue where your boy can't last in that tom. So, hey, I'm just going to have to hold my hands up and be like, your boy's not quick the first time. And then once we move past that, second nut, all you.